What limitations did a WWII submarine periscope have? Imagine trying to see the world through a tiny tube while your submarine is submerged and moving. That's what WWII submarine periscopes had to deal with every day. They were essential tools, but came with some real challenges. First, their field of view was quite narrow, usually around 34 to 45 degrees. That means you could only see a small slice of what was around you at any moment. If you wanted to spot a ship or a threat, you had to scan carefully, which took time and effort. The magnification was also limited, generally between 1.2 times and 6 times. So, spotting small details at long distances was tricky, and identifying targets could be difficult. When the periscope was raised above the water, it became a bright beacon for enemies. Aircraft and ships with radar or sonar could spot it easily, especially during daylight. To avoid detection, commanders often kept the periscope lowered unless absolutely necessary. The periscope itself was a complex optical device with prisms and lenses inside a long tube. These parts had to be precisely aligned, but that made the device bulky and fragile. Adjusting the viewing angle involved tilting prisms, which added to the size and weight, limiting how small or maneuverable the periscope could be. Moving the periscope up or down was not quick either. It had to be done slowly to prevent damage. Raising or lowering it too fast could harm the delicate optics or the housing. This meant submarines couldn't quickly change their line of sight without risking damage. The vertical movement was also limited, usually from about 10 degrees below horizontal to around 74 degrees above. This restricted the ability to look directly overhead or below the horizon, which could cause missed threats or targets. Because the periscope protruded above the water, submarines had to control their depth very precisely. If they were too shallow or too deep, the periscope might be exposed or submerged improperly. Moving at slow speeds to stay stealthy made maneuvering more difficult and increased the risk of collision. Visibility was another issue. Fog, heavy seas, darkness, or smoke could block the view through the periscope, making it hard to spot anything in bad weather or at night. These limitations meant that submarine commanders had to be very strategic about when and how they used their periscopes. They often relied on other sensors and intelligence to fill in the gaps. The introduction of the snorkel late in the war helped a bit, allowing submarines to run diesel engines and recharge batteries while staying at periscope depth. This reduced the need to surface and expose the periscope for long periods. Still, the periscope remained a vital but vulnerable tool for observation and targeting during the war. So, in the end, WWII submarine periscopes were essential but had many restrictions: small fields of view, limited magnification, mechanical and structural challenges, vulnerability when raised, and poor performance in bad weather. These factors shaped how submarines operated and evolved during the conflict.